Hello, everyone. It's the beginning of week 3 and our B370 class. I thought I'd do a couple of things with you. First of all, share a quick spiritual thought and then talk about our classes and where we ought to be with things for the week. I'm going to send you another link after this for a post that I found, or a blog I found on LDS.org, talking about faith and optimism and hope. And I would encourage you to read that. It doesn't take a long read. It's a great blog and a great discussion with that. But the main thing is, I think the author had really something to say that's important. There are so many things around that can be negative and feel frustrated with, whether it's real or not. So even a good day can sometimes feel negative and pessimistic and just down. And certainly a bad day can feel that way. But I want to combine that log and take a few minutes and spend some time with you and have you read Alma chapter 32. Alma chapter 32 talks where Alma's talking about faith as it begins to grow as a seed. And a couple of verses are that. I really think if you look at Alma 32, verse 28, starting with that. And it says, "Now we will compare the word unto a seed. Now if we give place that a seed may be planted in your heart, behold, if it is a true seed, or a good seed, and you do not cast it out by your unbelief, that you will resist the Spirit of the Lord, behold, it will begin to swell within your breasts. And when you feel these swelling motions, you will say within yourselves, it must be that this is a good seed, or the word is good, for it beginneth to enlarge my soul, it beginneth to enlighten my understanding, yea, it beginneth to be delicious to me." And the next verse he says, "Now, behold, would this not increase your faith?" And then he talks about faith growing into a perfect knowledge. And I think that if you combine that with that blog I'm going to send, it's a good read because I think, again, especially when school gets busy, we're in week 3 already, it goes quickly. We have a lot going on, and I just want to make sure that everybody feels like you can make it, you can do it, whether it's this class, whether it's something personal, whether it's a trial at home, a trial that's work related, you name it. But I just wanted you to make sure you felt like there was hope, and the Lord can provide that hope through the atonement of Jesus Christ. So give that some thought. Read Alma chapter 32, and then read this blog, and hopefully that's helpful. A couple of other things. I want to talk about groups. We have some requests, even as far late as today, to get in groups and to have people join groups. We are almost at the point where that's going to be too late. So what I would encourage everybody to do is reach out, make sure your group has its first meeting. That should have happened last week. Most of you did, some of you did not. So I want to make sure you get that first meeting taking place, and it will allow things to pick up speed and go from there. As you know, our first Doohickeys paper is due at the end of week 5, which still gives you a fair amount of time to make sure you get understanding that. I posted in my last week 2 posting and emails the sample Doohickeys paper, which you should have had a chance to look at. So by week 3, you should be getting with that group, getting okay with the technology and picking up steam. If there's still any concerns, the best thing you can do is give me a call, because at this point of a string of emails back and forth is probably not going to be very helpful. So a call would be probably best. This week, we have two conversations. One is teams, and one is performance appraisals. Performance appraisals sometimes can be a little less than enthusiastically greeted, but it's an extremely important part of what we do. It's important to be able to give people feedback on what's working well or what needs to be corrected, and just in general to make things better. So I want to make sure you look at the information on performance appraisals. Teams kind of overshadows that because teams are so important. The Army crew case is one we'll talk about this week. I'll talk about my Wednesday again in case you didn't look at the last video. I'll do that in just a second. But teams are a big deal, whether it's sports or work or a debate team in school or you name it. Teams are absolutely positively a key to making things better in our workplace, and HR is a big facilitator of that. So performance appraisals and teams are going to be both very much on the agenda for this week. Now let's talk about my Wednesday. I told you last week my company does an annual convention. It is literally 12 to 14 hours a day. If I can, I will be there on Wednesday night. If you do not see an email from me by 10 till 8 Mountain Daylight Time, we will not have that meeting. Again, I apologize. I won't know in advance until that night. If I can pull that off, I will do that, and you'll get an invite email from me about between 7:45 and 8 o'clock on Wednesday. The rest of this week, that would be the 3rd. Okay, hopefully that works okay. Again, a bit out of my control, but I will do all I can to make that work. If we don't have a meeting on Wednesday, then I'll share some other thoughts about performance appraisals and teams in another video. I hope you're enjoying the class, or at least starting to. It starts out a bit slow, but we also don't penalize right off the bat. The quizzes in week 1 and 2, if you did not get those done, those are reopened. Go back and finish them without a penalty. And again, you should already have your group video posted in our Google Plus community, and if not, go from there. Any questions, give me an email or a call. Hopefully you're enjoying the class, and I look forward to working with you. Thanks a lot.